All right, let's dive into a scenario that I'm sure gives a lot of you MEP engineers a bit of a cold sweat. We're talking about joining a massive, complex project that's already flying at 100 miles an hour. In this explainer, we're going to lay out the exact strategy you need to go from feeling completely swamped to being totally in command. Oh, you know this feeling, right? You step onto the site, you're the new person, and the project is just this freight train barreling down the tracks, and you've just been dropped right in the middle of it. It happens to the best of us. And today, we're going to build the game plan to conquer that feeling for good. Okay, first, we've got to talk about that initial shock. It's not just about getting up to speed on the technical stuff. It's about the psychological whiplash of being the new expert who, let's be honest, doesn't have all the answers. At least, not yet. You know, there's actually a technical term for this whole mess in your head. It's called cognitive dissonance. Basically, it's that awful feeling when the part of your brain that says, hey, I'm a competent engineer, slams headfirst into the reality of a chaotic site that's screaming, you know nothing. And listen, recognizing this is not a weakness. It's a totally normal and frankly essential first step. And this right here, this is what it looks like in the wild. Imagine it's your first day. You're told the chilled water system is 60% installed. Great. But then you ask, okay, so what's been inspected? What's pending? Crickets. You ask about the WIRs. Nobody knows. Approved materials? We'll have to check. This, my friends, is the definition of chaos. So what's the move? Do you hide? Do you panic? Nope. You become a detective. You don't run from the chaos. You start mapping it. This next phase is all about facing that on-site reality and making a list of every single thing you don't know yet. And while you're doing that, this little voice is probably chirping away in the back of your head, right? It's that nagging doubt, that imposter syndrome trying to convince you you're in over your head. But here's the secret. Everyone has that voice. The pros just know how to turn down the volume. Let's take a little walk into the pump room to see what I mean. At first glance, it looks okay. The big stuff, the plate heat exchanger, it's installed. But then you look closer. Wait a minute. The pumps aren't fully wired. These valve tags don't match the drawings at all. And where are the pressure gauges on the critical lines? It's all these little things that pile up into one giant mountain of overwhelm. So here's the absolute key. Before you can even think about controlling the project, you have to win the battle going on between your ears. This is all about fighting that instinct to freeze up, to second-guess yourself, and to basically sabotage your own success. And this slide just hits the nail on the head. The project expectation is that you'll step in and perform like a 10-year veteran from day one. But the reality? You feel like you're walking in eggshells. You're hesitant, you're not sure, and you are absolutely terrified of making one wrong move on a system that someone else designed. And that fear gets turned up to 11 when you're hit with high-stakes tasks like these. Someone hands you a WIR for a critical pump and a pen, and you're just staring at it thinking, do I really know enough to sign this thing? Or you're in a meeting trying to make sense of shop drawings, wondering what you're missing. That hesitation is a progress killer. Okay, enough of the problem. Let's talk solutions. Let's build. This is where we get into the practical, step-by-step framework for creating your own little island of stability in the middle of this hurricane. This is how you start to take back control piece by piece. And the foundation of this whole thing is so simple, but so powerful. Before you can regulate the mechanical systems on site, you have to regulate your own system. That means you stop reacting with panic and start learning with a structure. You stop guessing and start making calm, deliberate decisions. And here is your playbook, your 5-step action plan. Seriously, print this out. First, stop trying to understand the whole project. Just focus on one thing. Today is chilled water day. That's it. Then, when you ask for help, be specific. Don't ask, can you explain the project? Ask, can you show me the approved submittal for the VFDs on the secondary pumps? See the difference? And for the love of all that is holy, write everything down. Your notebook is your new best friend. So what happens when you do this, day after day? Well, something pretty incredible happens. You go through a transformation. You stop just trying to survive the day, and you actually start to thrive. You start to own it. And just look at this. It's the perfect before and after shot. You went from feeling totally lost in a stack of 2D drawings to creating the go-to system summary that the entire team now uses. You went from being terrified of signing a work inspection request to confidently managing the entire commissioning sequence. That's a huge leap. And this is the ultimate goal. The change is massive. You're no longer a new person just reacting to problems and putting out fires. No, you are now the person who anticipates them. You've become the point of contact because you put in the work to earn that control. And your progress isn't just a feeling, it's tangible. You can hold it. It looks like this. You're not just showing up anymore. You are delivering the key documents that actually drive the project forward. That T&C checklist, that's what gets commissioning started. That BOQ update, that keeps the finances on track. This is what control looks like on paper. So, we'll leave it here. You now have the entire framework, from tackling the psychology of it all to the practical steps you can take on site tomorrow. So the only real question left is, what's that first small, manageable step you're going to take to start your own journey from chaos to control?